Good. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of different perspective, new perspectives with Joy and Shawn.
What'd you name us? Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's only for the purpose of on YouTube. So if we get one name, maybe they'll kind of like follow us on that way or whatever. So, ooh, lost you. So
Ooh, stars. There we go.
yeah. Almost look the same. I almost have the same shirt on as that and everything. So.
Palm leaves.
Oh, look at you. Awesome. Okay. So,
Anyway,
how are you today, Shawn? We're looking good. We're ready to go.
yes, I am. So what do you want to talk about today?
We're going to talk about optimism today. The OP, optimism, pessimism, optimism. So Shawn, what do you do to keep yourself optimistic?
So optimism is the hopefulness and confidence about the future or the successful outcome of something. And that's really
Mm-hmm.
where I want to kind of talk about is about your business, about you have an appointment today. Is your mind going, oh, what if they say, oh, or hey, this is going to be a really good appointment. I've got this down. I know this is going to happen. So it's that, you're kind of setting yourself up for success.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I just think, I truly, this is just me. I truly believe humans probably internally aren't optimistic beings. And maybe it goes back to our caveman days. If you weren't a little pessimistic, if you weren't a little cautious, something would eat you, or, a rock would fall on your head. So I've not met truly many 100% optimistic, and it's not naive. It's you're looking forward to a certain outcome. Again, you're talking to yourself instead of listening to yourself. You're putting positive, self-talk. You're not listening to your negativity. You're not watching the news. So I think if we get away from that stuff, it's easier to be optimistic about what the future brings, even though what we've gone through over the last couple of years. But there's tremendous stories out there of people having great success. And that can mean whatever that means to you, financially or family, or moving to Florida. I mean, it is. I mean, and I think it's the self-talk. I think it's having a positive, optimistic, attitude about an appointment that's coming up, or what your business is going to look like at the end of this year. So, how about you?
Yeah, you're 100% right. And it goes along with just putting yourself in the right frame of mind of it going to be a positive experience versus a negative.
Right.
I mean, even though the reality might be, you're looking at reality in a positive way, not in a negative way. And the self-talk is very important, I think. I know that of course, a lot of things we do on Zoom anymore, we're not always driving to see somebody or meet for appointments like we were in the past, but that drive from when you're leaving the house and your focus is what you're going to be talking to them about. And that's a big part of where you can put your optimism into play.
And it can work either way.
It can.
you
That's
know,
exactly right. That's exactly
depending
right.
on who you're meeting with, or what you think their attitudes are going to be, and you have to just go in like, this is going to be a great meeting. I'm doing a presentation today at 10:30 with a broker that runs a huge real estate firm down here, and you know what, it's going to be a great meeting. She's going to get it, and we're going to get in front of a lot of realtors.
Yep. Yep.
And and then I think when you do that consistently, when somebody doesn't get it, you're almost shocked, like, really? What? Oh, okay, that's weird. Next,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
you just get in that mindset of, being optimistic. That I tell you what, if we all get laser focused and get obsessed about the postcard program, we're, this, I'm optimistic it's going to be an awesome 2022. So.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. I really, I guess I can't stress it enough. It's how you approach it, how you want the outcome to be. Look at it. Optimism is the outcome of what you're looking at, whatever it is you're doing, make that make it a game for yourself. Think about it. Yeah, some people have a real hard time with, thinking that way. They're already nervous. They haven't done the presentation for a while. What am I going to say wrong? First of all,
Right.
nothing to
What if
say
they ask me a
wrong.
question I don't know?
Yeah, yeah. What if they ask me something I
Hello?
know? It's none of that matters. What matters is you know what you're going for. You know what is happening. You know the power of what we have,
Right.
and have that optimism when you go and talk to them, because they're
Well, and I
going to
think
see it. They're going to
we
feel it.
absolutely, it's that self-fulfilling prophecy. If you think it's going to go well, it's probably going to go well. If you think it's going to go bad, you're probably going to go bad. So,
Yeah,
and I think
exactly.
people sense that.
Exactly.
People, you're right. People sense that who's on the other side of the, even through Zoom. I mean, we've talked about that. Comes through in cards. So, and I think, we both, um, I think we both finished promptings, and I love the part when he's really talking about eagles, and they're 50% of the time they get that fish, they get their prey,
Right.
and 50% of the time they don't. Well, if they miss it, they're like, oh, I can't believe I didn't get that. Oh, can you see an eagle talking to itself like that? No, it flies back up and it gets laser focused on the next attempt.
Yes.
There is no woe is me or oh my gosh, I can't believe that didn't happen.
Oh,
It's just
it wasn't a good day,
right,
my
right back to the
wing
task.
hurt, my toe got stubbed on the stones in the
Damn
water.
it, my wing flew out. I missed. Darn it. Yeah. He's not going back to talk to his Eagles buddy. He's like, man, I missed that one fish. That was just terrible. I can't believe I missed that.
Yeah.
No.
It goes right back. It goes right back. I know. I know. And Cody refers to, the eagle's a magnificent. That bird is a magnificent bird. Are you going to be good? Or are you going to be magnificent?
Right.
And I think one of the passages I really like is that magnificent comes from those who are consistent in their determination to be majestic.
Perfect.
I mean, it falls right in line. It's going to be a positive impact based on the optimism when you go into it.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's so yeah, I was it was so funny when we decided what we're going to talk about, and I was finishing up the book and I come across that, I say, oh gosh,
Perfect.
either Sean's in my head, or the universe is in my head here, or
I was thinking, yep.
this is all working. So yeah, it's just, you got to perceive it correctly. You've got you and on the side note, you get in there, you walk into that appointment, you're all optimistic and it's all wonderful, wonderful, and they shut you down. Don't crumble to the ground.
Next.
Just next. Shake your, like Sean said a minute ago, it's kind of like, what? You don't get it?
Right.
What's wrong with you?
Okay.
Of course, you're not going to say that to their face. Well, you can say things like that in a nice way.
I had one. I had a referral to somebody referred me to someone, and I emailed them. No response. I emailed them again, and the email back was, I do everything social media. I don't send cards. And I'm like, all right, if you ever want to look at it and see what it can do for you, let me know. Next. And I told the person, and she's like, yeah, I said, don't get it, but next person will. So
Yeah, exactly. And on a little training note on that person now goes into your database, and you start dripping on them with cards, and you start dripping with postcards. You just start, that person is like somebody, it's like the mother eagle, where you just have to kind of like put your rings around and say, okay, you're going to get this soon,
and I'm gonna push you out.
and just let them feel it. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they have a big dream of how they want their business to go. And it's Senate cards a part of it. And it's like, okay, think about it differently. Instead of approaching people and then sending the card to say thank you, because you want them to see the power of what the tangible touch can do. I said, why don't you start sending them the cards now, so that when you sit in on that conversation you have with them, you've got something that they're gonna say something to you about the cards.
Right.
Then you always have a conversation back, like, remember how you felt when you got that card from me?
Right.
Kind of thing.
And
So
then it's putting in you're not sending the card to try to get them. You're just sending the card
yeah,
to be nice, to say, yeah,
Exactly. I
absolutely.
mean, just
Yeah.
do that. I mean, the whole process with the postcard program, it really isn't about your business. It's about celebrating them.
Mhm.
And people, people aren't used to be celebrated like that to begin
Right.
with. And when you can be the person that can do that celebration.
And then some are like, "What do they want?" "No, didn't want anything." So
Yeah, exactly, exactly. It's like, okay, she wants like, yeah, and it's so funny. I don't think I've had anybody with the postcards, especially. I have more people that really come back and on the refrigerator. I had 3 different people this week say it's on my refrigerator, and I didn't even put hashtag fridge worthy. Some of them have like different little hashtags that I'll
right.
use in there. It's like so funny when they come back and say that. I just
On
chuckle.
my fridge, where they end up. Hey, get your friend this book. This is my next read. This is Gary Vee's new book. It's
12
12
and a
and a
half.
half, and kind of the emotional ingredients necessary for successful businesses. And he starts with gratitude. Obviously, optimism is in there, empathy, so the things are kind of they're the intangibles within business, and how you approach things. So
Yeah.
it's a good read so far. I'm about a third of the way through. So
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good. And it's so funny. I want to say so funny. It's so wonderful that Cody, I don't know if you saw his prompting you this week or not, but he dove in a little bit deeper about the I am statements and starting with the gratitude and the values and all that kind of stuff. I'll tell you what, this is powerful.
you
Yeah.
know it. I had a power team meeting, real estate power team meeting Tuesday within my BNI group, and when they sent the email, it's like, what in your 3-minute presentation, what did you learn last year, the year, that you're going to apply? And several were the gratitude word came up several times,
Interesting.
and I think I went last, and I'm like, yeah, but the gratitude, grateful for what they've learned, how business is, and a couple of them are like, well, I journal in the morning, kind of sets the tone for the day. And
Hmm.
a couple people are like, yeah, I do that. And a couple other people are like, yeah, I should do that. And I'm like, and then you finish the day with that. What am I grateful for? Go to bed to, it does just change your perspective. So
Yeah, it does. It does. No matter what kind of day you're having,
yeah.
if you just sit down and think of,
Moments you're having, not a bad day, just bad moments.
yeah, yeah, that's right. Just think about, there are things you're grateful for.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
there's definitely, I don't care what kind of a day you might be having, there are pieces of it that you can be grateful for,
Mhm.
and
I'm
that's,
optimistic about that.
yeah, I'm optimistic. Yeah, I'm very optimistic about that as well. I love it nighttime. I don't do it so much in the morning. I really need to start doing the gratitude in the morning as well. But I definitely do it before I go to bed at night. And it is fun. It is fun to, no matter what kind of a day you've had, how many things start flowing out of your head that
Absolutely.
you can be grateful for. You know, and probably the first one is you're sitting here writing it.
Yeah, I
Let's
have
be
the
real here.
opportunity to think
Yeah,
about
yeah,
what I'm grateful for.
so
Yeah.
so I
Yeah,
love,
if you can't come up with anything else, there's one that's a given you can say every day. I'm
yeah,
grateful I'm able to do this.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I make it a challenge when I'm doing mine. It's like, I can't say something I said yesterday, I can't say something that's obvious, let's dig a little deeper, but no, it's gratitude is really, and you know what, I think being the first part of the year here, when you're talking to business owners and we just came out of the holidays, I think that's a great thing to kind of approach people. I was like, okay, your clients heard from you at Christmas. It's now 2 weeks into January. Those Christmas cards are gone. Some got saved, some, I hate to
Right.
say it, but they're in the trash.
Sure.
I said, so what are you going to do all year so that your name does stay in front of them?
Absolutely.
It does start, it could be, even all new clients, you've got to get a thank you out there. You've got to show gratitude. And all the current clients, you know, you've got to thank you for the year.
Yeah.
I did something this year that for my customers, people that did make purchases through the month of December, because a lot of them that hadn't all year long,
Yeah.
they came through, and I did send a card, and I send a lot of them those truffles.
Nice.
as a thank you. And I'm just getting, my Facebook page is blowing up with people saying thanks, customers. And it's like, you got to thank your, I mean, we have customers, folks. We need to be thanking our customers as much as talking to a business owner about theirs.
Yeah, you got to practice what you preach. So
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So, but
so
well,
be optimistic about your business. Be optimistic about those appointments you have coming up. Run it through your head. Talk to yourself possibly.
maybe
Optimistic
that
and positive. Don't
I
listen to
hope
yourself.
I hope everybody's picked a word for the year, but make optimism your second word, make it your sub word.
Well, I think your first word can snap you out of stuff too. I talked about that, or maybe early this week on a Facebook Live. Like, what's your word? And if you are having a moment, think of that word and hopefully that snaps you back into, talking positively and throwing out that negative. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I have mine like I hear over top of my desk so I can see it all the time. And what's really funny?
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there it is. So it was really funny because yesterday somebody posted something on Facebook on the meaning of that word. It's like, oh my gosh. So it's printed out. Now it's up there along with it too. So so yeah, it's like really cool. So anyways, okay. Well, hey, we hope you have a fantastic week, optimistic week.
Make it a great week.
Here, you know what? It's really fun if stories can be developed from this. Like if you're one of those people that worry about those appointments you're going to, and you kind of flipped your thinking here this week when you had those appointments, tell us about it.
Yeah, put a little video on it.
Yeah,
if you haven't done one, be optimistic that it'll be good.
Yeah. You
can do it.
So yeah, and go and just remember as we post this on the official site all the time, you're not answering these questions for us. You're answering for everybody that's reading these posts, and it's going to help people.
If you had a breakthrough and you share it, that's going to help other people. Absolutely.
Exactly. It's going to help everybody along the way. So thank you for listening to us, and we will see you next week.
Yep,
or
absolutely.
some of us a little bit more, Shawn. You're out there a little bit more than with your messages all the time.
That's right.
Ambassador. Yep. You're a great ambassador. So okay, everybody.
Right.
Thank you. Have a great week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.